So over the years, I have collected a ton of Blu-rays and DVDs. Because owning these means that I don't have to have an account to access them, and they don't vanish randomly when a company decides that I'm no longer allowed to view them. Like seriously, where else am I going to find the original first season of Red vs. Blue? Not the remaster made in Halo PC, but the original made on the original Xbox. But as many of you are aware and have pointed out many times in my videos, this philosophy only works until those physical discs begin to experience disk rot. So to combat that, I will normally rip these Blu-rays onto a hard drive on my computer. That's why I have this trash can Mac Pro hooked up to a Blu-ray player, and I run an application called MakeMKV. Essentially what this does is it takes the contents of the Blu-ray and puts it into a package file that includes everything from the multiple audio tracks, all of the subtitles, and the full quality of the video file. But if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that to get the quality of a Blu-ray, especially a 4K Blu-ray, these things hold a pretty large amount of data. That Jaws Blu-ray, for example, is 35 gigabytes when converted to an MKV file. But then once I have those files, what is my goal? What do I do with them? Well, I watch them through Plex. And then essentially what Plex lets me do is have my own Garrett flicks, where I can go through and I can watch all the Blu-rays and DVDs that I own, but I can now watch them on my TV, I can watch them on my phone, my iPad, my computer, and I can watch them on the go remotely. It's a solution that I've used for years, and I really love using it because I can travel and still watch everything that I own, and I don't have to take the discs with me, and it also preserves those discs because I don't have to use them if I have them saved on a server. But with the size of those MKV files and with the number of movies I have, how much storage does that Plex server actually use? Well, so when it comes to movies, I currently have 192 movies. And then for TV shows, I have 113 TV shows. And so believe it or not, the movies actually take up the least amount of space on my server at 4.5 terabytes because even though they are long movies, they are still just one big MKV file. TV shows, on the other hand, are quite a bit more. This little Mac Mini down here has 3 drives attached to it, and one of them is entirely full because the TV shows library takes up 11.5 terabytes. And that's because unlike movies where it's just one big MKV file, TV shows are multiple MKV files, usually between 8 to 16 gigabytes a piece, and with most TV shows you're getting 2 or more Blu-rays in the box. So yeah, while it is cool to make sure that you can preserve your Blu-rays for future viewing, you do need a ton of storage to do so. Or if you're not an OCD quality snob like me, you could just compress those MKV files into something a bit more manageable, but at that point it's dealer's choice.